Enjoy the best IPTV free services. Sunland Apple IPTV entertainment service for any device from any location at affordable prices.
But you don't need a lot.
God is about to remove something out of your life that was causing all the hindrance and the problems. This thing has to go in order for your enemies to get caught. When this happens, don't get upset and know that God got your back. And know that He's working something out for your good. And when this thing goes, say praise Jesus, because it was a burden to you, and you know it was.
God says to Elijah, I got your back. I've already made plans to sustain you. So yeah, you might be a little bit lonely in the place of separation, but it's when you're lonely you see what it's like to have God as your friend. It's when you are tired that He becomes your strength. It's when you are hungry that you experience the bread of life. It's when you are insecure, you discover what it's like for Him to sustain you as your security. When you are empty, you realize what it's like for Him to fill you up. You learn what it's like to trust in the sustaining power of your great God. He becomes your provision and your provision alone.
Don't worry about the people that God has removed from your life. He saw things you didn't see. He heard conversations you couldn't hear. And he made moves you wouldn't make. You're about to walk in a level of authority that you have never seen. You might as well make them completely uncomfortable. They already don't like you. They're already intimidated by you. You might as well just take the whole cover off. Yes, I'm amazing. I give up. I'm anointed. You right. I can't be stopped. I'm unstoppable.
Nobody has a vote on your destiny. Nobody. Your God who defines you, who created you, He knows your journey and He knows what to do even when things seem bad. If they don't want to work with you, that's okay. Just hear God and go on your knees and say Marato Baladega Shotagare Ligo Paradego Ziga. You don't need the best education to serve God. You don't need the biggest connections to serve God. You just need to give Him your heart and tell Him, God, I'm trusting you for who you are. You walk. When you come that way, you'll enter places the biggest degrees will never have. You'll enter graces that the biggest PhDs will never have. You'll enter provisions that the biggest wisdoms could never have in the world.
Imagine God saying this to you.
For the person that needs to hear this today, your heart will heal. Your tears will dry. Your season will change. So rest tonight, knowing that the storm will end.
The hardest lesson that I've learned this year. Sometimes it's better to just let things be. Let people go. Don't chase answers. Don't ask for an explanation. Don't fight for closure. And don't expect people to understand where you're coming from.
How many times do you say, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. That's too expensive. We can't afford that. Every time you say that, you're right. You will not ever be able to afford that because that's what you think. You will not ever be able to afford that because that's what you say. You have exactly what you say. Every single time you speak something out, you're speaking it into existence. You cannot afford that. You are absolutely right. Change what you say so that you can see something different. Whenever my kids would ask me, Mom, can we get this? Mom, can we get that? I don't know. That was always my answer. I don't know. Let's see what God is going to do. If you think you can't afford that, you can't afford it.
The Bible says we need to use discernment. You really use discernment to what you're listening to. I want you guys to think about this for a second. When you go out to eat, right? Or even if you're cooking at home, before you eat the food, you probably smell it. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't smell good, you're not eating it. There's just certain foods you're like, whoa, what is that? And because of the way it smells, you decide you're not digesting that, you're not taking that in. In our spiritual life, test the spirit, because in the last days, many false prophets will rise. And everyone will be trying to say these things that sound good, but it's not true. That sound good, but it's not good for you. And it's very important that in these last days, you smell your food. Social media, at your church, in your meetings, the company you keep, by their fruits, you'll know them. Discern the spirit behind the voices in this age. Please, guys, do not be deceived.
Do me a favor. Speak these 5 lines to yourself every single day. Number 1, I am the best. Number 2, I can do it. Number 3, God is with me. Number 4, I am a winner. And number 5, today is my day.
Hi everyone, lots of blessings and love. Hope you guys are doing well. So I have this beautiful message, right? So this message is for some people, and it's a mixed message, right? The Lord is saying, I haven't spoken to them as yet concerning you, and this is why they haven't moved forward to you. This situation is mixed, right? So there's 2 different types of, it could be a person or people, right? One of them is already aware of who you are, but God has not spoken to them as yet concerning what he wants them to do in your life, or how much to give you. So I don't know if it's funds, I don't know if it's a spouse, I don't know the exact situation. He hasn't spoken to them as yet, and this is why they haven't moved forward to you, to come to you, to do whatever that thing is. The other, right, don't know who you are at all, and God is going to use them. He's going to send them in your life to do something for you, to change your life. You see what I'm saying? And he's also saying that he's gonna, and this is for some, I don't think it's for many people though, to be honest with you. He's saying that he's going to use you, so he's going to bless you. He's going to put you in a situation so you're going to be blessed, and then he's going to use you and send you forth to bless other people, right? Whether to give them money or to do stuff for them, right? This is not for many people. This is for, I don't even know, it could be just for one person, right? So he's saying they haven't heard his voice concerning you. So one of them already know, or is a people or a person already aware of who you are, and they want to do something for you, but they're waiting on him to give them the go ahead, right? That's one. And the other don't know you at all. So pretty much, you know, you continue to work for God and do whatever you're doing for the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Because it's really going to bless you in this season. And for a person or multiple people, he's going to put you in an amazing position. But the sole purpose of that position that you are going to be in is to help other people. So he's going to use you as a, I don't know what word to put it, but he's going to use you to just pretty much to do stuff for other people. You see what I'm saying? So receive this message, and lots of blessings and love to you. Bye.
Here are a few words on trauma and healing from Dr. Gabor Mate. He says that trauma is a disconnection from the self, and your healing is your reconnection back to the self. He goes on to further say that trauma is not what happens to you. It's what happens inside of you as a result of what happened to you. Good luck.
You know, one of my favorite lines, SpongeBob once asked Patrick, "What if I break your trust one day?" And Patrick replied, "Trusting you is my decision. Proving me wrong is your choice."
Everything happens for a reason. Understand, everything that has happened in your life, people that have come in your life, things that you've done in your past, have all made you into who you are now. Don't ever take anything that you have for granted. Don't ever take anybody else around you that you have for granted. Because understand, it has all built you. Everyone around you has built you into the person that you are now and the person that you intend to become. Everything is meant to happen at its own pace. Don't force anything that isn't meant to be forced. Look forward for what you have to give. Learn from your mistakes. Let go of the past. Let go of things that you cannot control and people that you cannot control, because all that you have control over is yourself, is how you react to things, is how you intend to solve your problems and come out as a better person because of it. Everything is meant to be how it is. Let go of what was for what can be, and look forward to what you have to give in this world and become what you're meant to become. It's all up to you to make it happen.
Only in the Bahamas.
Hello? You want something to eat, love? No? Looking like I broke? So what you doing down in my garbage? Mind your business. What you in my yard though? Miss, please. Mind your business. Oh, you to work? The government put you to work, eh? You know what you need to do? You need to find a man. That's what you need to do. What the? Are you looking for one? You can't. My God. Yes.
Hey, I'm going to come on here and just tell you what the Lord just told me, and then I'm going to get right off. So he just told me that there's going to be a hurricane this year that's going to sweep the coast of Florida by the name of Julia. So the hurricane's name is going to be Julia. So please be prepared and listen out for the name Julia and the hurricane that is coming. God bless you all. I love you, and stay safe.
People that used to manipulate you, and you found your freedom, and now you don't let them. They're going to call you difficult to love. They're going to say that you have changed. And of course you have, because you're creating boundaries now. But now because they can manipulate you, because you don't live for them, to please them, they think you have changed for the worst. Because of course they have lost control over you. So don't listen to them. Keep on working on yourself. Keep on working on yourself and love them with boundaries. Continue, loving them, but put yourself first, because that's the only way you can be able to love them without all that toxicity, of them misusing you. Okay? Keep on getting better. Loving yourself and taking care of yourself.
4 sentences that will make you rethink your life. Number 1, happiness is not the absence of problems. It's the ability to deal with them. Number 2, feeling sad after making a decision doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. Number 3, you're not stressed because you're doing too much. You're stressed because you're doing too little of what makes you feel most alive. And number 4, the lesson you struggle with will repeat itself until you learn from it.
Okay, guys, I'm sitting here and God just gave me a word. So I'm going to pass that word along to you because I feel like it's for somebody. God said, stop trying to repair what you need to release. And how that came about was I was sitting here thinking about the fact that my mom just had to cut her locks. She had her locks for over 28 years. She's been growing her locks. And recently, because of damaging her hair and thinning out of her hair, she went to a loctician to see if she could possibly repair it. And the lady was like, there's no way that I can really repair this without cutting the majority of it off and releasing that and just allowing the hair to strengthen and grow back. And she said, she really didn't want to let it go, but she did. And she was like, I didn't want to, but the moment I did, my back stopped hurting, my neck stopped hurting, my head stopped hurting, all of these other things that were going on in her body that she just attributed to getting older or, laying on it the wrong way, instantly felt better. And she was like, I didn't even realize how heavy my locks were. And there's a lot of things in our lives that we're carrying, and we've been carrying them for so long that we don't even realize how heavy they are. And so this is just a word for somebody who may need that reminder, stop trying to repair it, release it.
God says in Psalms 32 verse 10, many are the sorrows of the wicked, but the steadfast love surrounds the ones who trust in the Lord. Let me read that part again. Many are the sorrows of the wicked. Many are the sorrows of the wicked, but the steadfast love surrounds the ones who trust in the Lord. I need you to understand, everything that you just went through and survived hasn't been in vain. God heard everything. He saw everything. They didn't get away with the way they treated you. Although they might like to think, because they're rejoicing in your failure, so they think, in your burial, so they think. They didn't get away with it. God saw everything that they've done. And the recompense for the wicked is going to be so. I don't need you to dwell on what they got away with or what they think that they got away with.
I need you to understand that because you love God, because you're faithful with God, because no matter what comes against you, you praise and worship